Help support the companies that support our community. All right, I have a piece of maple here. It's just got some beautiful figure in it. So my buddy Mark turned this down to speed up the drying process for me. So it already has a hole drilled in it for the worm screw. So I'm just going to screw that on and we will start shaping the outside of it. Go ahead and bring the tailstock up to support it, and then I'm going to shape the outside of it, and I'll make a recess in the bottom so we can grab it with the chuck. All right, I have that shaped. I'm going to go ahead and pull the tailstock away and make a recess in the bottom of it, get this cleaned up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and sand the whole outside of it before moving it around and cleaning out the inside. All right, so I have a little recess in there. I think I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on that, and then I will clean this up and we'll make that nice and smooth. Let me go in a little bit more on that. There we go. Now I can start running through all the grit, get it sanded up, and then we'll flip it around. All right, I sanded it all up to 240. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish sanding it with the Yorkshire grit. It's hard to read. I've had this can forever. So just put a little bit on a paper towel and work it all in with the lathe off. Work it around. And then when you turn the lathe on, the grit, you can feel it in there right now. It's kind of like sand, almost like a little bit of sand in it. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's not sand. But then it breaks down. All right, turn the lathe on. My tool was rattling. Then you just keep working it in. And the grit just slowly breaks down. And you only need to sand up to 240 with it, and then you can switch over to the grit. And you just keep working it in, turning the paper towel around until there's still a little bit comes off there. You just keep doing that until there's nothing on the sandpaper and it's gone. I'll turn it off here real quick so you can see. So, and you just keep going with it. I'm going to keep working with this for a second just until I get all of it off of there, and then but that will sand it all the way up. All right, grab another piece and just keep working it in, and then I'll come back and we will turn this thing around and start working on the inside of it. All right, have it all cleaned off of there, and so I think I said earlier that you keep rubbing it around till it doesn't show up on the sandpaper anymore. I meant the paper towel. So you just keep working the paper towel around until it's all off. We're gonna unscrew it. I'm gonna change the jaws here real quick, and we will get it mounted back up. Alright, we're just going to expand the jaws here. And then I'm going to bring the tailstock back up until we get it true. It's a little bit wobbly. This has worked a little bit. We'll bring the tailstock up. Get everything lined up. There we go. And then I'm going to clean the face of this off. All right, before I get this all hollowed out in here, I want to go ahead and sand this. I'm going to bead the lip here, but you want to run through a few of the grits. I'm going to run all the way up to 240 and sand this, and then we'll come back and bead the whole lip here before we clean out the center of it. And the reason you do that is you want some mass here. You don't want to get this too thin and then try and come in here and bead, because there'll be a little bit of vibration, and when you're doing beading you don't want vibration. So I'll get this sanded up and we will come back and put some beads on this. All right, I went ahead and sanded that up to 240. So I'm going to put some beads on it now, and you might have seen me use a different beading tool in the past, but I'm going to try the new Easy Wood. These are negative rake beading tools. They go right on your rougher tool. They have the 1/8, 3/16, 1/4 inch, and 3/8. So we're going to use the 3/16 here. And so with these, you just hold it flat, straight on the tool rest, like the rest of the tools, and they mount onto their roughing gouges. So I'm going to turn the lathe speed up to about 1,000, and I'm going to start on the outside here and just work my way in. All right, I have all the beads done. So this last one here wasn't quite wide enough, so I'm going to bring down the platter or dish this out right here. Just bring it down right after that, but it is that easy. The negative rake cutters are new from Easywood. They just came out with them a few days ago, and they work fantastic. Nice clean cut. And you just hold them flat and plunge straight in. I was kind of wiggling back and forth a little bit. I think that's from using the other tool. I just kind of like that. It's not going to hurt anything wiggling it back and forth. As far as this way, don't rock it or anything. They can just go straight in. But I was just kind of moving it back and forth a little bit. But it makes a nice clean cut. I'll go ahead and switch over to the finisher and clean out the rest of this. All right, I have it all dished out. So same thing here. I'm going to run through all the grits up to 240, and then I will come back and we will put some Yorkshire grit on it and finish this thing up. All right, have that all sanded up to 240. I'm just going to go ahead and again, I'm going to use the Yorkshire grit paste, a sanding paste. Just going to work it in by hand with the lathe off, and I'm going to run it right around the beads too. And we will turn the lathe on. I'll get it all down in there. All right. Same process here. Just keep working it in. You can kind of feel it break down. And I'm going to get in all of the little beads. Just kind of sticking my fingernail in there. And I'll just keep going around until we get it all done. Alright, I will come back when it is finished. There we go, I got it all done. I just kept working the Yorkshire grit in until it sanded the whole thing up. You just keep, as far as the Yorkshire grit, you just keep working it and you will feel when it's smooth, when all that grit has broken down. But I just worked it into all the little beads there too. Again, it's a piece of maple. It's just beautiful grain in it. Thank you, Mark. Again, it is 12 inches in diameter, or 12 and a half inches in diameter, and about 2.5 inches thick. It's just a beautiful piece of wood. And it does have some small cracks that run down it, but when they come out the side of it, it almost looks like a bird's eye. It's really cool. Thanks again, Mark. The Easy Wood beading tools, so they just came out with those a few days ago on Wednesday, and they work fantastic. Just like all their other tools, just hold them on center, level, and they cut fantastic. I used the 3/16 on this one, but they do have 3 other sizes, and those are, hang on a sec, they have the 1/8, 3/16, which is the one we did, 1/4 inch, and a 3/8. So I have a variety of sizes depending on what you're doing, and they are negative rake cutters, so they will work on wood and resin too. So I played around with them a little bit with the resin. They cut just like all their other negative rake cutters with resin, just flawless. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will put a link down below in the description to Easy Wood if you want to go check them out. All right, hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next week. Take care.